Hey guys, welcome back to Java Video Tutorials. It seems like I'm saying this a lot, but it's been a while, so let's just get right back into it. This lesson we're going to be doing file writing, and I know we've already done a lesson on file reading and command line reading, but somebody reminded me that we haven't actually done writing to a file yet. So that's going to be the focus of this lesson, and we're going to get right into it. So the first thing you should take a look at is the file writer class in the Java API. So I'll show you that right now. First you'll see that we're now on an Oracle domain because Oracle bought Java, or bought Sun rather, about a year ago, and so they're getting everything switched over to their domain. And so the API is the same. You'll see we're using the file writer class. It's in the java.io package, and it's a subclass of this output stream writer. And if you read the description, it says it's a convenient class for writing character files. That's the same thing as a text file. So you're not going to be able to write any binary files with this, but if you need to, you could just use this output stream writer right here. So once you get used to the file writer class, it's not hard to learn the output stream writer class. And you'll see we have a few constructors here for the file. It can take in a file, or it can just take in a file name as a string, and it'll just parse that into a file. And you'll see there's no methods. It's just a class that extends the output stream writer, which means we can use all of the methods in output stream writer, and we're going to be using some of these methods here. So let's bring this over and get right into it. So let's first import that file writer class, java.io.filewriter, and create our class here. What's it called? File writing. And let's create our main method. Okay, and since the write method, or actually I think the constructors even, let's look at this here. Yeah, these file writer constructors can throw an I/O exception, and in Java's rules they say that we need to acknowledge that this might throw an exception by either putting it in a try-catch block, or just say, yeah, I know, but I don't care. And so I think we've done that before in the file reading tutorial, and that's where we say throws I/O exception, and that means we'll have to import it up here as well. So throws I/O exception. So that's all good right now. So let's create that file writer. Equals new file writer, and give it a file name. So we're just going to create a new file with this, and we're going to call it hello.txt. And this is my working directory, so this file is going to be created in this directory. If I wanted to put it in a different directory, I can do the full path here. You know, C. You need 2 backslashes to escape out the first one, C, and then, you know, some path to file, something like that. But if we don't have that full path, it'll just put it right in the working directory where this file is. So I'm going to have that there, and now let's write to that file. So simple method write, and I'll say hello world. And now we have to close the file. There was my phone beeping. That's very important right there. If you don't close the file, I'll tell you what happens. Have you ever gotten that message? It says that you try to delete or move or rename a file, and it says the operating system cannot rename or move or delete this file because it's in use by another program. Please close the file in that program and then try again. So you've probably gotten that before, and then you realize, oh wait, I still have this file open. So you go open it, you go close it, and then try again, and it works. Maybe sometimes you've done it and it just, you cannot find a program that has a handle on this file. And that could be because a programmer forgot this close statement. And so what this close statement does is it basically writes the changes to the file, from what I can tell, and then it releases the handle, so it no longer has a lock on that file. When you create this file writer and you give it a file name, it will open that file and it will sort of lock it down. It'll have a handle to it, and so nothing else can touch it while you're messing with it. And then once you're done, you have to remember to close it, otherwise you're going to run into some big problems. So I'm going to go ahead and save that and compile it. And what did I say? EX exception with a C. Alright, try that again, and we'll just run it. File writing. And so there's no output to the console, but if I look over here, you'll see that that hello.txt file was created. So I'll open it, and you'll see there's hello world. So that's fantastic. Let's try this again. So instead of writing a new file, let's try to write to an existing file. So since this code here creates that file, and just for grins I'm going to go ahead and delete it here. Since that code creates the file, we'll already have one to work with. So let's make a new file writer, give it the same file name, and then let's write to that. And we'll say something different, like, how are you? And of course we need to close it as well. So let's compile that and run it. And just so you can see it being created, I'll do this. So you can see the file being created as I run this program. Bam! Whoops, I got an exception. Oh, because I copied this, I need to say FW2, FW2. So you're not able to write to a file after you've closed it, obviously, and that's why I got this exception, because it was trying to write using this first file writer after it had been closed. So I'll go ahead and recompile that and run that again, and you saw hello.txt was created. It was actually created before when we got the exception, but I'll just do that again, run that again, bam, hello.txt is created. Alright, so let's go look at that file now. And you see it just has, how are you? It doesn't have hello world anymore. Why is that? Let's go back over to our friendly API here and look at the constructors. You'll see there are five constructors. One of them is the one we were using, string file name here. But the one after it has this second variable, boolean append. And if we go down to this guy here, parameters append. If true, the data will be written to the end of the file rather than the beginning. So let's add a true on the end of here and see what happens. Save that, delete hello.txt, and I'll go ahead and run this again. Hello.txt is created again, and it says how are you again. That's funny. I think I may have forgotten to compile that. Let's go ahead and compile those changes. I'll I'll go ahead and delete this. And let's try that one more time. Hello.txt, and there we go. You'll see it wrote both of those strings to the file. So the final question you might be having is, what if I want to prepend to a file, right to the beginning of it? And there's not a really easy way to do that. The best advice I can tell you is to just read the entire file in, write to a new file, and write what you want to the beginning, and then write to that file everything you want after it. So you got to read, then truncate, then write the new stuff, then write all the old stuff, and that's the same as prepending to the file. So I believe that's all we have for now, and if you have any questions, just hit me up on my website, and thanks for watching.